Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5
best PS5 monitors.
Starting at number 5.
Dell G2724D Gaming. There are some good options if you're looking for the best PS5 monitor on a budget. The Dell G2724D is an excellent budget gaming monitor that's a step-down model from the Dell Alienware AW2724DM, so there are a few differences. It doesn't display as many colors, particularly in HDR, and it doesn't have a USB hub to quickly charge your devices while gaming. The G2724D doesn't have an overclock feature like the AW2724DM, but that only makes a difference if you want a monitor for PC gaming. Besides these minor differences, it's similar to the AW2724DM, especially regarding PS5 gaming. It supports VRR with the console, which most budget monitors don't support. Motion looks incredible, even at 60 Hz, so there's minimal blur trail with fast-moving objects. However, like the AW2724DM, it doesn't have speakers or audio output, so if that's important for you, the Gigabyte M27QP is a good alternative. That said, it has worse motion handling than the Dell.
Coming at number 4.
Alienware AW2724DM Gaming. If you still find the Gigabyte M27U out of your price range, you can save money with a lower resolution monitor, like the Dell Alienware AW2724DM. You don't get the same detailed images as on the Gigabyte, and it can't take full advantage of the console with 4K signals up to 120 Hz. That said, getting a lower resolution display has some advantages because many games struggle to maintain high frame rates with a 4K resolution, meaning it's easier for you to play games at a high frame rate with a lower resolution. Another plus is that the Dell even supports HDMI Forum VRR, which many 1440p monitors don't support, and this helps reduce screen tearing in games. Fast-moving objects have minimal motion blur thanks to the fast response time at any refresh rate. This monitor has one downside: it doesn't have an audio output, so you need to use headphones compatible with the PS5 if you want to listen to audio. If you prefer getting a monitor to which you can directly connect speakers, you can also consider the LG 27GP850B/27GP83BB, but it doesn't support VRR with the PS5.
At number 3.
Gigabyte M27U 27-inch. If you want a mid-range monitor for cheaper, consider the Gigabyte M27U. It doesn't have the same proprietary features as the console like the Sony Inzone M9, like auto HDR tone mapping, and it has a much worse edge-lit local dimming feature, but this is normal as cheaper monitors tend to have worse picture quality. Still, it's excellent for gaming thanks to its fast response time, making your favorite games look crystal clear with very little blur behind fast-moving objects. It's fully compatible with everything the PS5 offers, supporting 4K at 120 Hz gaming thanks to its HDMI 2.1 bandwidth. While it supports less HDMI bandwidth than the Sony, as it's limited to 24 gigabits per second instead of 40 gigabits per second, this doesn't make a significant difference, as it still supports any signal with the console. It supports VRR, but there are some flicker issues with HDR and VRR on simultaneously at low refresh rates. If this bothers you, consider the larger Gigabyte M32U, as it performs similarly but doesn't have the same problem. However, it costs more for a larger screen, so the M27U offers the best value.
Number 2 of my list.
Sony 27-inch Inzone. If you want to save some money and still want a high-end option, check out the Sony Inzone M9. You don't get the same remarkable picture quality as the Samsung Odyssey Neo G8S32BG85 because it doesn't have mini LED backlighting, and its local dimming feature is a bit worse. This means it can't display the same deep blacks and bright highlights, but the picture quality is still okay, as there isn't much blooming in dark scenes. If you want something with mini LED backlighting and better picture quality, consider the Inzone M27M2V, but it's harder to find. Regardless, the Sony is great for the PS5 because it has a few features only the console can use, like auto HDR tone mapping, which optimizes the HDR performance in settings based on the game. As expected, it works without issue with the PS5 as it supports HDMI 2.1 bandwidth and VRR to help reduce screen tearing. It also has a great response time with both 120Hz and 60Hz signals, resulting in smooth motion. Lastly, its design shares similarities with the PS5, meaning it'll look great in your setup next to the console.
And number 1.
Samsung 32-inch Odyssey. The Samsung Odyssey Neo G8S32BG85 is the best monitor for PS5 that we've tested. It's a fantastic gaming monitor with a 4K resolution that helps deliver sharp images. While the console can't take full advantage of the monitor's high 240Hz refresh rate, you can still play 4K games up to 120Hz without issue, thanks to its HDMI 2.1 bandwidth, and this high refresh rate is great if you want a display for PC gaming. However, if that isn't important to you, the Samsung Odyssey Neo G7S32BG75 has a 165Hz refresh rate, performs similarly, and tends to cost less. When gaming at 120Hz, the Neo G8 delivers a fantastic gaming experience, with almost no noticeable blur behind fast-moving objects. Its variable refresh rate, VRR, support also works with the PS5 to reduce screen tearing. If you care about picture quality, you'll be happy to know that it displays deep blacks, and its mini LED local dimming feature helps further improve the contrast in dark scenes. It also gets bright enough in HDR to make larger highlights pop for a great HDR gaming experience.
Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.